Commander Lucas Wren sat in the cold, silent room. The walls were smooth metal, glowing faintly with soft blue light. No windows, no door visible. Only a floating chair and a clear table separated him from the unknown. He had been waiting for hours or maybe days. Time felt different on this space station. They had taken his gear, scanned his body, and told him nothing. All he knew was that he had broken Protocol Alpha 7, a rule he had never heard of. The door finally appeared. Not opened, but appeared like it had been invisible all along. A figure entered quietly. She was tall and graceful, with pale silver skin and glowing eyes like moonlight. Her long fingers held a single tablet. "Commander Wren," she said calmly. "I am Sorrel, investigator of the Thari Council." Lucas didn't move. He studied her like she studied him, calm. Silent, watching. Sorrel sat across from him. "You're not under arrest," she said. "But you are under deep investigation. Do you understand?" Lucas raised one eyebrow. "Is there a difference?" Sorrel didn't smile. "One ends with answers. The other ends with silence." Lucas gave a slow nod. "All right then, let's talk." Sorrel placed the tablet on the table. It glowed softly. A small beam scanned Lucas's face, and then the room filled with a quiet hum. Memory scan in progress. Lucas felt a gentle pressure in his mind. Not painful, but strange. It's like someone flipping through the pages of his life. He looked straight into Sorrel's eyes. "You're reading my memories?" "Yes," she said. "We believe the truth lives deeper than words." The room changed. A hologram formed above the table. Lucas's childhood. A small boy running through green grass, laughing, chasing a paper plane. Sire watched without emotion. "Earth," she said. "Yes," Lucas replied. The scene shifted. His teenage years, fires, protests, his military training, the crash in the Martian desert, survival, invention, command. Sorrel's eyes narrowed slightly. "You joined the Space Corps at 17, signed up early," Lucas said. The next scene came, a mission gone wrong. Lucas trapped in a dead ship, floating in space for 8 days. He had rewired the power, fixed the oxygen system, with nothing but broken parts and willpower. Sorrel leaned forward. "You survived that?" Lucas gave a half smile. "That's what the report says." Sorrel was silent for a long moment. Then she tapped the tablet again. More memories, battles, plans, a strange alien base. Lucas standing before a black machine, a decision that saved thousands, but disobeyed a direct order. "This," Sorrel said slowly, "is the event that concerns us. You entered a restricted zone. You activated an unknown artifact. It was either that or lose the colony," Lucas said. "You had no permission. I had no time." She paused. Then she looked up at him, her voice low and careful. "You used logic, instinct, and emotion. Most species can only use one. You've used all three." Lucas tilted his head. "Is that unusual?" "For your kind, it should be impossible." The room fell quiet again. Sorrel touched the tablet once more, but nothing happened. The screen blinked red. "There is a block in your memory," she said. Lucas frowned. "I didn't put it there." "No," Sorrel whispered. "This block is not human-made." Lucas sat up straighter. "Then who did?" "I do not know," she said. Her voice had changed, softer now, unsure. She looked at him again. For the first time, he saw something close to fear roar, maybe curiosity, in her glowing eyes. "You are not like other humans," she said. Lucas smiled. "I get that a lot." She studied him again. Long, quiet. Then she leaned closer and whispered, almost like it was not meant for anyone else to hear, "You can't be from Earth." Sorrel sat alone in the memory room after Lucas had left. The lights were dim, and the air was still. The words she had whispered echoed in her mind. "You can't be from Earth." She had scanned hundreds of beings in her. Time, warriors, scientists, even criminals from across the stars. But this human, Lucas Wren, was different. Mind was not like others. It was layered, strong, full of strange patterns she didn't fully understand. She opened his file again. On the surface, Lucas looked simple, just another soldier from a young species. Earth had only joined the Outer Systems database 30 years ago. Many still called humans primitive, but what she had seen in Lucas's memories did not match the reports. He had built a power cell from broken alien tech. He had tricked a machine army into destroying itself. He had escaped death more times than she could count. None of it should be possible. Lucas stood in his temporary quarters. A soft blue light glowed on the walls. The room was comfortable, but clearly made for guests under watch. No windows. No weapons. He stared at the ceiling. He didn't trust this place, but he wasn't afraid. He had been in worse spots. The door slid open with a soft sound. Sorrel entered, holding the same small tablet. Lucas crossed his arms. "Back so soon?" "I need to understand something," she said. Lucas raised an eyebrow. "All right. What is it this time? My favorite food? My school grades?" Sorrel didn't smile. She sat across from him again. "Tell me more about your people." Lucas thought for a moment. "We're stubborn. We argue a lot. We build things fast and break them even faster." Sorrel tilted her head. "You learned space travel only a few decades ago, yet your species now has 5 colonies. 7. Lucas corrected. 2 are secret." Sorrel blinked. "Why would you keep that hidden?" Lucas shrugged. "Not everything needs to be shared." She looked at him seriously. "Do you know what makes your species dangerous?" Lucas gave a small laugh. "I'm guessing you'll tell me." "You learn too quickly," she said. "Other species take centuries to grow. You took less than 100 years to reach the stars." Lucas sat down. "So we're fast learners." "That's a bad thing?" Sorrel's voice dropped. "It frightens." "The Council. They watch your kind closely. Some say humans are too wild, too emotional, too unpredictable." Lucas leaned back. "We're just trying to survive." "Isn't that what every species does?" Sorrel was silent. She remembered the blocked memory in Lucas's mind. She hadn't told him the full truth. There was something else. A signal faint, hidden deep in his brain. It wasn't human. It was old, ancient, and locked by something even she couldn't unlock alone. Later, in the Council's mind chamber, Sorrel stood before a round table. High-ranking investigators sat in floating chairs. Their eyes glowed with different colors: gold, violet, blue. "The human mind is strange," she told them. "Commander Lucas Wren carries knowledge far beyond his training. There is something hidden within him. Is it a weapon?" One of the elders asked. "No," Sorrel said. "It feels more like a memory, but it's not his." The elders spoke quietly among themselves. One elder turned to her. "Do you believe he is a danger?" Sorrel hesitated. She remembered the way Lucas smiled, even when surrounded. The way he fixed broken tech with his bare hands. The way he made decisions fast, even when wrong. "I believe," she said slowly, "that he is not like other humans. And humans are not like other species." Another elder leaned forward. "Then perhaps Earth is not what we believed." That night, Sorrel returned to Lucas's room. He was sitting on the floor, tinkering with a small metal cube from the room's panel. "You're not supposed to take things apart," she said. Lucas smiled. "Old habit." She sat down across from him. "There is something in your mind. It is not from Earth. Do you want to help me find out what it is?" Lucas looked at her carefully. "I'm listening. I need your permission to open the block." "Fully, I don't know what we'll find." Lucas nodded slowly. "All right, let's do it." Back in the memory room, Lucas lay on a soft table. Sorrel stood beside him, her tablet connected to a tall, glowing tower. Energy flowed through the air. "Close your eyes," she said softly. Lucas obeyed. The lights dimmed. The room fell silent. Then the memory began to unlock. At first it was dark, then light. Strange planet. Red skies. Tall broken towers. Creatures of metal and smoke crawling over the surface. Lucas's body twitched, but he stayed still. Sorrel gasped. She saw a memory that was not his. A being humanoid, glowing with golden energy, stood in the center of destruction, at the sky, and spoke words in a lost language. Then she saw something shocking. The being turned, and its face looked exactly like Lucas. The vision ended. The room went dark. Lucas sat up, breathing hard. What was that? Sorel's hands were shaking. I don't know. That memory is not human. That world is not in any record. And that being, it had your face. Lucas looked stunned. Are you saying I'm what? A copy? A clone? Sorel shook her head. No, I don't think so. But someone put that memory inside. You. Lucas stood slowly. Why? Sorel met his eyes. Maybe. To hide the truth. She stepped back, then whispered again, this time with more fear than before. You can't be from Earth. Lucas sat in silence. The memory was still fresh in his mind, the red sky, the broken towers, and that glowing figure that looked like him. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't imagination. He had seen it. He'd felt it. Sorel stood across the room, her face pale and thoughtful. She had seen it too, that world, Lucas said softly. I've never been there. But it felt familiar. Sorel slowly nodded. Yes. And the memory was placed deep in your mind, under strong protection. Even I couldn't access it until... Now, Lucas leaned against the wall. What does it mean? Sorel looked up at him. I don't know yet. But I think someone hid it inside you on purpose. Lucas crossed his arms. Why me? That, she said, is what we need to find out. Later, in the secure library of the space station, Sorel searched through old records. Most of the galaxy's history was stored, here wars, discoveries, planets lost and found. But nothing matched the world in Lucas's vision. She searched for red skies, glowing figures, destroyed towers, forgotten languages. Nothing. Then she found something strange. A restricted file. Protocol original. Species code lost. She tapped the screen, but it flashed red. Access denied. Only members of the High Council could open it. She looked around. No one was near. She hesitated, then used her clearance as an investigator. The system paused and unlocked a small part of the file. A single image appeared on the screen, a being glowing with golden light, same as the one in Lucas's vision. Same face, same eyes. Below it, just 2 words. Source unknown. Leaned back in her chair. Her heart beat faster. This was bigger than she thought. Meanwhile, Lucas had been placed under light guard. 2 tall alien officers stood outside his room. They didn't speak to him, but just watched. Lucas didn't like being watched. He paced the room slowly, thinking. That memory, who had put it there? Why did the glowing being look like him? He remembered. Something from long ago. During his training on Mars, an old scientist had said something strange to him once. Some of us think humans didn't start on Earth. The DNA, the speed of evolution. It doesn't add up. Lucas hadn't believed it then. Now he wasn't sure. Later that day, Sorel came back. You were right, she said without greeting. Lucas sat up. About what? Something is being hidden. The image from your memory matches a lost record. Very old. The Council has locked it under something called Protocol Original. Lucas frowned. What is that? It means the origin is unknown and considered dangerous. Any species or planet under that code is erased from normal history. Lucas narrowed his eyes. Why would they erase history? To keep peace, Sorel said quietly. Or to hide fear. Lucas stood. I want to see the full file. Sorel looked troubled. I can't unlock it. Only a High Council member can. Lucas looked at her. Then let's find one. The next day, Sorel arranged a secret meeting with a friend on the Council of Quiet. Older alien named Tavar. He had always respected her work, though he did not often speak, in a private chamber. Tavar listened carefully as Sorel explained everything. The blocked memory. The glowing figure. The image in the lost file. Tavar stayed silent for a long time. Then he sighed. There is something the galaxy has forgotten, he said slowly. Something that was once feared by all. Sorel leaned forward. What was it? Tavar looked. At Lucas, long ago, before even the oldest races recorded time, there was a world unlike any other. A place where life grew fast, where people evolved quickly, where one being could change everything. That world disappeared, Lucas asked. Do you think that's where the memory came from? Tavar nodded. Yes, and I think you may be connected. To it? Somehow? Lucas was quiet for a moment. Are you saying I'm not fully human? Tavar shook his head. No, you are human, but you may carry something more. A piece of something ancient. Something the galaxy once feared and now has forgotten. He looked at Sorel. I will open the full file for you, but be careful. This knowledge is heavy. Later, in the deep records chamber, the full file was unlocked. Lucas and Sorel stood together as a giant screen lit up. A long report scrolled across in a strange language. Sorel translated aloud. Subject, Project Sentinel. Origin, lost world, name unknown, description, sentient being of high intelligence and unmatched adaptation, able to blend into new species, used to protect balance during the early galaxy wars. Final. Record. Project Sentinel was hidden inside a new species to avoid destruction. Location. Earth. Lucas stared at the words. That's me, he said quietly. Sorel nodded. You are the Sentinel. Suddenly alarms rang through the station. Red lights flashed. Sorel tapped her come. What's happening? Voice replied. Security breach. Unknown signal detected inside subject Lucas Wren. Lucas stepped back. What signal? Before anyone could answer, his eyes flashed with a bright gold light for a moment. He felt heat in his chest. Then a strange calm. He saw vision stars, battles, ancient voices calling his name. He wasn't just human anymore. He was something more. Something old. Something hidden for a reason. Sorel looked at him wide-eyed. The Council knows now. They'll try to stop you. Lucas's voice was steady. Let them try. She stepped beside him. I'll help you. He looked at her. Why? Because I believe the truth should not be buried. Together, they turned and walked toward the exit as guards rushed toward them. Lucas didn't run. He didn't need to. Something inside him had awakened, something powerful, something human, something beyond. The Great Hall of the Galactic Tribunal was filled with light, sound, and tension. It floated above a giant gas planet, hidden from public eyes. Only the oldest and wisest leaders from different star systems were allowed here. They sat on high platforms, watching the stage below, and on that stage stood a human commander, Lucas Wren. Beside him stood Sorel, the Thari investigator who had broken her own rules to help him. Lucas had no armor, no weapons, only his voice and his story. Yet the entire galaxy was watching him. He was the first human to be called before the Galactic. It's a tribunal, and not as a hero, as a mystery, as a possible threat. High Counselor Amon Varys, tall being with 6 eyes and golden robes, spoke first. Commander Wren, the Council has studied your hidden memory. We have seen the being inside you.
Wow.
You carry something ancient, something powerful. We ask again, what are you? Lucas took a breath. I'm a human, born on Earth. But something else, something older, was placed inside me. I didn't ask for it. I didn't even know it was there. Amon Varys narrowed his eyes. Yet, you unlocked it. I didn't unlock it, Lucas said. It woke up when you forced my memories open. Another voice spoke from the crowd, this time from Elder Merrick, a leader from the cold moon of Rovan. If he is the Sentinel, Merrick said, then he was designed as a protector. But who made him? And why place him among humans? Sorel stepped forward. The file calls him Project Sentinel, a being created to stop great destruction during the old galaxy wars. When the war ended, someone hid the Sentinel inside. A species no one would suspect humans. A soft wave of whispers filled the room. Lucas looked around. You fear what I might become, but look at what I've already done. I've saved lives. I've protected colonies. I've worked side by side with your people. That wasn't the Sentinel. That was me, Human doing what was right. A green-skinned diplomat from the Vorkeen Empire stood. Yes. But could any human do what you did? You survived impossible events. You've solved alien systems no human had ever seen. Lucas gave a half-smile. Maybe I'm special. Or maybe humans are stronger than you think. Sorrel pressed a button, and the room darkened. A giant screen showed images from Earth. Mountains climbed by hand. Oceans crossed by wood and sail. Cities. Dilton deserts. Hospitals healing the sick. Astronauts. Reaching for the stars. Humans are not perfect, Sorrel said. But they are not weak. They are not slow. And they are not cowards. Every time the universe pushes them down, they rise again. The screen showed Lucas fixing a broken ship with scrap metal, saving a crashed crew, then him facing a malfunctioning alien AI, then leading a rescue in a burning atmosphere station. These are not acts of war, she said. These are acts of hope. The tribunal was quiet. Then someone spoke from the shadows. Voice Lucas had not heard before. The Sentinel was not made to bring peace. It was made to fight. A dark figure stepped forward. He wore black armor and had glowing blue marks across his face. I am Dren Talos, he said. Speaker of the Silent Vault. Sorrel frowned.
How?
The Silent Vault was shut down long ago. Not all of it, Talos replied. Kept the old truths, and one truth remains. The Sentinel, once awakened, cannot be controlled. Lucas raised. His voice, I'm not a weapon. I make my own choices. Till the Sentinel inside you takes control, Talos said. Lucas stepped forward. I've had that power awake inside me for days now. Ben, I'm still me. Talos stared at him. For now, the council went into silent discussion. The lights dimmed. The tribunal's decision was being prepared. Sire LL looked at Lucas. Are you ready for whatever they decide? Lucas nodded. Doesn't really matter. I'll keep doing what I always do. Find the right path, even if I have to walk it alone. Placed her hand lightly on his shoulder. You won't walk it alone. After a long wait, the lights rose again. Eamon Varys stood. The tribunal has reached a decision. The room went silent. Commander Lucas Wren, you are a confirmed carrier of the Sentinel Protocol. This knowledge is dangerous, changes the balance of the galaxy, but your actions prove you are not a threat yet. Lucas waited. You will be allowed to return to your people under observation. Earth will be given limited access to the Galactic Accord. The Sentinel within you must remain dormant. Lucas asked calmly, what if it doesn't stay that way? Eamon Varys looked straight at him. Then the galaxy will prepare for what comes next. Looking out into the deep sky, he took a breath of cool space air. So that's it? I'm free, but watched. It's more than most expected, Sorrel said. You told the truth. That matters. Lucas turned to her. Why did you really? Help me, she paused. Because I spent my life studying other species, but I never met one like yours. I never met anyone like you. Lucas smiled. Is that a compliment? Sorrel smiled softly back. It's curiosity, and curiosity leads to truth. He nodded. Then I hope you'll visit Earth one day. Will, she said. There's more to learn from your kind. They stood in silence for a moment. Lucas looked at the stars, somewhere out there. Someone had built the Sentinel. Someone had chosen Earth. Someone had placed that memory in him long ago, and someday he would find out why. But for now, he was still human, still free, and still walking his own path. The stars moved quietly outside the great window of the galactic transport ship. Earth was still far away, but getting closer every day. Lucas Wren stood alone in the observation room. His reflection stared back at him in the glass, calm, thoughtful, but changed. He was no longer just a human soldier. He was something more inside him. The Sentinel slept again, not gone, not forgotten, just quiet. For now, Sorrel entered the room quietly. She had chosen to leave her position as a Thari investigator. She didn't say goodbye to her people. She didn't need to. Her mind was focused on one thing, understanding humanity, understanding him. You've been quiet lately, she said softly, standing beside him. I've had a lot to think about, Lucas replied. She looked out at the stars. Do you still feel it? The power? Lucas nodded. It's still there. It's deep inside. But it listens to me now. Sorrel studied him. You are different from every other human. But somehow you still feel like one of them. Lucas gave a small smile. Maybe that's what makes us human. We change. We grow. But we still stay the same inside. Sorrel nodded. The council fears what you might become. I know, Lucas said. That's why I need to show them they're wrong. The ship reached Earth orbit the next day, passed over blue oceans, tall cities, and green forests. The planet looked peaceful, but Lucas knew better. Earth was always full of chaos, but it was his chaos. As the landing ship dropped through the clouds, people below gathered to watch. News had spread. A human had stood before the galactic tribunal. A human had survived judgment. And now he was coming home. At the spaceport, Lucas stepped onto solid ground. The air smelled real. The wind touched his face like an old friend. Soldiers, reporters, and scientists stood in lines. They watched him with awe, curiosity, and a little fear. Sorrel walked beside him. It was her first time on Earth. A general approached, saluted, and handed Lucas a small device. Welcome back, Commander. You're officially cleared. Be watching, Lucas smiled. They already are. The general looked at Sorrel. Is she with you? She's an observer, Lucas replied. And a friend. Sorrel gave a small nod. She didn't need a title. Her presence spoke enough. Later, Lucas sat in a quiet garden behind the Human Science Council building. He touched the grass with his hand, so soft, so alive. Earth was noisy and wild, but full of energy. Sorrel sat across from him. A small translator cube floated between them, though she didn't really need it anymore. I read about your history, she said. Your wars, your mistakes, your victories, it's all very human. Lucas chuckled. Yeah, we mess things up, but we keep going. She nodded. The council will return one day. They'll test you again. I'll be ready, Lucas. Said, and the Sentinel? She asked. What if it wakes up again? Lucas looked at the sky. Then I'll remind it who's in charge. Sorrel smiled. You speak like someone carrying a storm inside. Maybe I am, Lucas replied, but I choose when to let the lightning out. Weeks passed. Lucas returned to his life sort of. He was no longer a simple commander. People treated him like a symbol now. Some feared him. Some followed him. Many simply didn't understand. But he didn't care about fame. He cared about purpose. He worked with scientists, shared everything he knew, helped prepare Earth for its place in the galaxy. But the biggest change was this. The world had finally seen itself through alien eyes, and it had survived. One day, a message arrived from deep space. A small probe had been found. Inside it, a single recording. An alien voice, old and broken, said, If you found this, the Sentinel is alive. The enemy is returning. This time, we cannot face it alone. Lucas listened to the message 3 times. Then he stood up, went to Sorrel, and said one word, prepare. A few days later, Lucas stood before the Earth Defense Council. He told them everything about the memory, the file, the origin of the Sentinel, and the warning. They're coming, he said. Something. Out there, something big. The Sentinel was created to stop it once. But we don't know what it is. Or if we can stop it again. A scientist raised her hand. What should we do? Lucas looked at her. We prepare Earth. We build alliances. We train. We don't wait for fear to find us. We stand up. A general nodded. You think we can win? Lucas didn't smile. He didn't joke. He simply said, We're human. We always fight when it matters. Sorrel joined him later as they walked beside a quiet river. Trees moved softly in the wind. Do you ever feel afraid? She asked. Lucas thought. Yes, but fear means we still care. And caring is what keeps us human. She looked up at him. If the enemy comes, will you become the Sentinel again? Lucas looked into the distance. Only if I must. But I want to win as a human first. Why? She asked. Because that, he said, placing his hand over his heart, is the part of me that no one built. No one programmed. It's the part that chooses. Sorrel smiled. Then maybe humanity is what the galaxy needs after all, Lucas nodded slowly. Maybe that's why they put the Sentinel in us. 'Cause we don't give up, even when the stars seem too far. He turned to her, ready to change the galaxy. She looked at Earth, then back at him. Let's start with this world, she said. Then we reach the stars. And together, they walked forward to lives, two minds, one mission, to protect a future where humanity would not just survive, but lead.